My to-do list was my nemesis. It loomed over me like a dark cloud, constantly reminding me of all the things I had yet to accomplish. Each morning I would glance at it and feel a wave of dread wash over me. Every single item on it, from finishing that presentation to cleaning the bathroom, seemed to mock me. It was as if the list was alive, growing longer and more intimidating with each passing day. Tackling these tasks felt like climbing Mount Everest. The sheer magnitude of the work ahead was overwhelming. I would often find myself paralyzed, unable to take the first step. The more I avoided these tasks, the more daunting they became. Procrastination was my constant companion, and it only made things worse. I would sit idly, knowing what needed to be done but feeling powerless to do it. The weight of unfinished tasks began to pile up, burying me under a mountain of stress and anxiety. It was a vicious cycle. The more I delayed, the more overwhelming everything became. I knew I had to find a way to trick my brain into actually enjoying challenges. I started researching techniques and strategies to make my to-do list less intimidating and more manageable. It felt like my brain was wired to choose the path of least resistance, Netflix and endless scrolling over anything remotely productive. I needed to rewire my brain to find satisfaction in productivity. The good news is, I discovered that our brains are incredibly adaptable. With the right approach, we can train ourselves to find joy in tackling challenges head-on. We can rewire them to find joy in tackling challenges head-on. By breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps and celebrating small victories, I began to see progress. Each completed task was a win, and slowly my to-do list became less of a monster and more of a guide to achieving my goals. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This fundamental principle drives much of our behavior and decision-making processes. Enter dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Dopamine plays a crucial role in how we experience pleasure and reward. It's the chemical that makes us feel good when we achieve something. When we accomplish something, even something small, our brain releases dopamine. This rush of dopamine is what makes us feel good and gives us a sense of satisfaction. This release of dopamine reinforces the behavior, making us more likely to repeat it. It's a natural reward system that encourages us to keep achieving and moving forward. The key to unlocking motivation is to associate dopamine release with tackling challenges. When we face and overcome obstacles, our brain rewards us with a dopamine hit, reinforcing the positive behavior. Instead of getting a dopamine hit from procrastination or other unproductive activities, we can train our brains to get that same hit from conquering our to-do list and achieving our goals. By consistently associating dopamine release with productive activities, we can rewire our brains to seek out and enjoy the process of achieving our goals. This is the secret to unlocking lasting motivation and success. Here are a few tricks that can help you rewire your brain to not just face challenges, but to actually enjoy them. Over the years, I've learned to make my brain crave challenges by using some simple yet effective techniques. One of the most powerful methods is to gamify your goals. Turn your tasks into a game. This means setting clear goals, tracking your progress meticulously, and rewarding yourself for milestones reached. For instance, you could use a task management app to visualize your progress. Each time you complete a task, place a check mark or a gold star on your calendar. Celebrate these small wins to keep yourself motivated. Another effective technique is dopamine association. Pair a challenging task with something you enjoy. For example, listen to your favorite music while cleaning or doing other mundane tasks. Alternatively, reward yourself with a small treat after finishing a work project. This creates a positive association with the task. The 5-minute rule is another great hack. Tell yourself you'll only work on the task for 5 minutes. Often, this is enough to break through the initial resistance. Once you start, you'll find it easier to continue working. You might even find yourself getting into a flow state where you lose track of time and make significant progress. These simple hacks can make a huge difference in how your brain perceives challenges. By incorporating these techniques into your daily routine, you can transform challenges into opportunities for growth and success. Section 4. The Power of Identity. Becoming a challenge champion. One of the most powerful ways to trick your brain into loving challenges is to shift your identity. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who avoids hard things, start viewing yourself as someone who embraces them. Tell yourself, I am someone who enjoys pushing my limits. The more you reinforce this identity, the more your brain will seek out opportunities to prove it right. Section 5. Embrace the challenge, unleash your potential. Remember that initial feeling of dread when facing my to-do list? Now, I see those tasks as opportunities for growth and learning. By understanding how your brain works and using these simple hacks, you can transform challenges from dreaded obstacles into stepping stones for success. So embrace the challenge, unleash your potential, and enjoy the journey of becoming the best version of yourself.